So my name's Melissa and I'm a psychotherapist from Navan. As my area of interest in work is suicide and depression, I have always wanted to contribute towards the awareness and hopefully prevention of suicide. So this is a poem that I wrote from about 4 or 5 years ago, and I just decided this year that I was going to turn it into a song and accompany it then with a video to try and illustrate the power of intervention when it comes to suicide.
My name is Kamal Ibrahim and I am the producer and director of this film. I got involved about 6 or 7 months ago. Melissa wanted somebody who could help her kind of realize the vision that she had, the story that she wanted to tell. And I just said, I just thought I would get in touch and see what it was about.
My name's Dan Siren and I play Luke, who is feeling the weight of the world on his shoulders. Kamal, the director, he called me up and said he had a role that he thought might suit and that I might be fit for. And when he told me about it, I couldn't wait to get involved.
The reason why I wanted to get involved and the reason why I guess I was drawn to it was the subject matter. We're talking about depression, we're talking about suicide, we're talking about intervention, but I suppose what we're really talking about is how easy it is to intervene when we believe that something might be wrong. And that for me was what hooked me on it.
Suicide ideation and depression is something that a lot of us can relate to, whether it's just depressive days or actually suffering from clinical depression itself.
It's difficult to put yourself in somebody else's shoes from time to time, but what you've got to realise, everyone wears the same shoes at certain points in life. Everyone has ups and downs, and some people's downs are lower than you know, and they don't like, oh.
There aren't always the obvious signs of glum and depression and, that kind of sad look.
I think we all know a Luke. Luke is everyone, and everyone can relate to Luke. Maybe not directly themselves, but you know somebody. Even if you don't know you know somebody in that situation. And it shows the value of an intervention.
More and more people are having the conversation around suicide and depression, but that said, it is still a taboo subject. There is still an uncomfortableness around the whole subject.
I would rather ask, are you thinking of suicide? And for them to look at me like I had two heads, than to not ask at all and for it to be too late.
When I heard about this, I could relate to it. I've seen people in similar situations. I've been in low situations myself. But when you get to actually the point where Luke gets to, it can be eye-opening just to see how easily somebody can slip to a point where they become so desperate. And it's important that we reach out and try and catch these people before they go over the edge.
For me, around the whole, I've spoken about suicide and depression before. Actually, I've only ever spoken about this topic once in my life. And as somebody, in the film and television industry, it is something that everybody kind of keeps closely guarded for a multitude of reasons, because we don't want to show a weakness because we're afraid how it's going to affect our people's thoughts of us, our careers perhaps. This is a way for me personally to have the conversation without having the conversation.
Well, the one line that I believe to be completely true is it's a permanent solution to a temporary problem. I don't believe that it's the best option for anybody. And when you are in that place, you're essentially not of sound mind. So try to speak to somebody that can help you find a solution.
Hopefully somebody's going to watch it and is going to feel either that they can take action to help somebody else, or they're going to reach out and take the help that they need.
I guess it's one way for me to help. It's one way for me to say to anybody who watches the film that this is something that happens. It's completely okay if it does. It does not mean that you're weak. In actual fact, it is these challenges in life that end up making you strong. So just get through it. And this film, I hope, is something that's going to help to deliver that message.